And we now move to the final panel discussion of today. It will feature the recipients of the 2025 APCOM Hero Awards. And moderating the session is no one else but Kun Bobo Surya Pong Phangam from APCOM. And please welcome our distinguished speakers. First, flying all the way from Malaysia, Kun Andrew Tan. And he was a 2025 HIV hero. Big hands, please. Next is Kun Miranda Poonpakdi from Thailand. She received 2025 Business Ally Hero. And lastly, Kru Tan, Kun Thanyawat Kamon Wongwat from Thailand, 2025 Social Justice Hero. Again, please give a big round of applause, and I'll hand over to Kun Bobo Ka.
Thank you very much. Well, so how's everything? How's everything? How are you today?
Nervous.
Nervous? All right, so as I mentioned about Hero Awards, this year is 10 years, and the theme is tenacious. So we persist to do something for the community, and we keep doing it. And today, I would like to bring all the previous years of Hero Awards recipients to profile and also to bring the light of the progress and rollback of the setting and communities. So I'd like everyone to give a brief introductions of yourself once again. And can you tell us a little bit how has changed your life since then, after receiving the Hero Awards? Yeah.
After receiving the Hero Awards, it was very interesting because to be recognized by a regional network that is respected is something really great, because whether or not the people in your own country can see and recognize what you do, that is one thing. But when people in the region observe and realize that what you do in your own country makes an impact, it's something that it's crazy, because when I was diagnosed HIV positive in 1994, if you told me that I would be sitting here and talking about my journey after the past 32 years, I wouldn't have believed anyone. Because those days, it was like your diagnosis means a death sentence. And basically, hope is all gone. So the fact that I'm here after so many years proves that medication does work. And not only that, but you can still live a full, productive life and give back to society and make sure that your life has meaning. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well, for me, actually nothing changed much, except that I can brag about the award with my colleagues and my boss. And actually, I'm being known more about like what I'm doing. I think I have more forum and more space for me to advocate what I believe and what we are trying to achieve in terms of the inclusive workplace. Yeah, I think that's the most benefiting that I received after I became the recipient of this award.
Very nice. Okay.
Yes, that is very my honor to get this award, and of course I would like to congratulate that 10th anniversary for APCOM Awards. When I get this award, it reminds me that because in the audience in that time in the night, I see the guests in the audience, I see their eyes, and then I see somebody speechless when I'm talking in the audience, because I remind my speech in the parliament that I'm Krathoy, I'm scientist, because I'm breathing, right? And then I try to explain that spacecraft or something like that. That is very, make me recognize the feeling in that moment. That is very important, that, okay, as a member of parliament, I do, I did for every everybody who deserve the happiness in their life, and I'm really appreciate the feeling and the moment and the warmth and the hug and the kindness of the people in the night, and it's always in my mind and keep me do it better.
All right. I can feel the feeling how you got the awards and how it's changed a little bit. And this is one of the objectives, as I mentioned, we want to give the light so you get recognized, and also you can go on, move on with what we mentioned, and you can do more for the community. So thank you very much. So let's move on to the next questions. I will ask you a few questions, but different questions. So don't copy. It will be very specific. So let me ask Andrew first. The first question is that, as an HIV hero, so can you tell us why HIV is still an issue for Malaysia and in Asia and in the Pacific region? Yes.
Well, actually, HIV has been around for over 40 years now. And the interesting thing is that you would expect that a disease that has been around for 40 years, people will start understanding the transmission, people will start accepting and supporting people. But somehow with this disease, it's different. The people are still hold a stigma against the disease. There's discrimination. You can't just go out there and tell someone that, hey, I'm Andrew, I'm HIV positive. People, instead of shaking your hand, will pull back. People will block you on social media. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to support you. It just proves that they still don't know how it's transmitted. They don't know what is the myth, what is the reality. And that feeds into the danger, because if you don't know, what happens is that it's very easy for a person to get infected with the virus when they don't know how to protect themselves. They think they're safe, but the thing is that they take risks and not realizing the risk actually puts them in that category that they are looking at and thinking, oh, that's not me. And the thing is that with this disease, when there is fear, there is distrust because of things that the government does or the authority does, people refuse to come out to get tested in the first place. So when they don't get tested, they don't know their status, they unintentionally pass on the virus to other people. So it's a chain of events. If they are in hiding, they don't come out and get tested. They don't get tested, that means they don't know their status. If they don't know their status, what happens is that they don't know whether they need protection or they need treatment. And when they don't do that, what happens is that they're not on treatment, they are not virally suppressed, they don't achieve U equals U, and ultimately what it means is that they can pass it on to somebody else. And when they pass it on to somebody else, another life gets affected, another life gets impacted by the disease. And that's the worst thing of all, because when you think about it in reality, if this person, just imagine this person that you love very much, a young person, could be your younger brother or younger sister, could be your nephew or niece. How do you protect them? And if they were exposed to the virus, wouldn't you want them to be protected and informed and discuss about how they can prevent themselves from contracting the disease? So we really need to protect the people everywhere by starting to protect the people that we love. And that's a conversation that we need to have with ourselves. Who do we want to protect first? And that expands to the entire community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So let's say it start from we don't know, and we can start to protect the people we love first, and then we can expand. Very nice suggestion. Okay, all right, Kun Miranda. So may I ask you a question now? Well, can you share with us your personal and professional journey to where you are now in a well-known company and being a confident trans role model?
Okay, that's a lot of question in one question. So I graduated from the Faculty of Fine and Applied Arts in Chulalongkorn University, and then I was a professional dancer. Yeah. But
We
much-
met before.
Yeah, we met. Like I met Kutan when I was like 18 years old. I was a student. Yeah, 18 years old, and then I worked. Maybe I follow Kutan path because I was a dancer at GMM Grammy as well back then. And then during 2016, I changed my career path. So I go to Malaysia. Yeah, yeah. I start. It's like we're all connected. So I started working in Accenture, but as an analyst back then in 2016. And I've been working there for 7 years. Yeah, that's how I start my journey in the corporate world. And then in 2023, I moved back to Thailand as an operation manager. And they asked me, Miranda, if you would like to take a role as the pride lead of Accenture. So I said, okay. It's okay, like there's nothing much about me to do actually, because in our company, we are the global company, so we have all the policy that already cover everything. We have the policy for transgender that they can claim the benefit if they want to have like sex change affirmation. We have that, and they also can claim for the treatment for the hormone therapy with all of that. And we also have that policy. We have maternity leave, paternity leave, and parental leave regardless of gender. So I told them like, so what do you need me to do? We have nothing much to do actually, because the policy is already proceed the practice. However, we still need to make the workplace like it's a place for everyone. So I told them that it's not my job to force people to be out. The only thing I can do that I just make the space for them if they're comfortable enough to be themselves. And that's actually, we can see the result in their work, because I believe that people can only deliver their best if they can be their true self. So that is a very important thing. And we have a lot of LGBTQI in the office, and it's like crowded with all of them. That is what I really like. And speaking of a role model, actually, I don't see myself as a role model because I don't believe in role model. I don't think that people should copy anyone else. What I can be is just example that I'm just a trans and this is what I can be. Perhaps you want to be someone else that better than me, but even you are not better than me, who cares? Just be who you want to be. I think that should be enough, that we shouldn't limit ourselves to just one role. Be whoever, be whatever you want to be. I think that would be better. Thank you.
All right, that's so nice answer. I really like that. Okay, if you are yourself, you can do better job, right? I agree with that as well. And I wish the company has the same inclusive policy like Accenture as well. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, Kutan, are you ready?
Yes, okay.
Okay, my questions?
It's beauty contest.
Yeah. Okay, so now is your turn. All right. Can you tell us a bit about your background? Why and how you got involved in politics to advance LGBTQI plus rights in Thailand? Yes.
The thing I do before I'm a politician actually is I was a choreographer. What I'm doing is create dancing step for a pop star in Grammy Award, in Grammy and many record company, and yeah, I met her before at Chulalongkorn. But in the front row, people know me as a choreographer do a Academy Fantasia television show. But in a personal, I'm interested about politics. Actually, when I was, I think that 20, I wonder about the coup happened in Thailand. I think that is Pusapatamin. I think that is 1992. Yes, I'm not growing up and understand the politics yet. In that time, I see the military, I see the people run, and I heard some gossip that somebody shoot the people. You can find the videotape on Sanam Luang, something like that. So I'm really keep my question in my mind for a long time until I think that 20 2004 ภาษาอังกฤษอะไรนะ 2004 yeah the Thaksin Shinawatra was couped by military and I think that okay something wrong in our country and I'm keep my question is make louder and louder and try to find the way what happened in Thailand so the last coup, I hope is the last coup in 2014 from Prayut Chan-o-cha. In that time, no more. So I do sex society fan page to do a movement with Khuket Krang Pibun at Thammasat. I do the show for 3 years in the sex society program and doing the politics page and try to develop equality and gender. In that time, I think that the Future Forward Party see me some of piece of my movement online, so I become a politician and so become the marriage equality, yes.
Wow, very nice. So I noticed that something, okay, can change, no? And you can do many things, not just the dancer or choreographer. You can do many things more than that. And
Yes.
situation changed you as well. This is the right thing. And I mean, I encourage everyone to do the same if you see something like this. Yeah.
You know, because when I'm in the business entertainment, I cannot talk much about politics because, it's not appropriate because we don't know who sponsor or support which side. So we have to keep quiet. So, when I'm, okay, I'm going to do the fan page or the page about sex society. Everybody's surprised that why Kutan talk about politics. Actually, it's always in my head and in my mind.
I think it's inner, I would say.
Yeah, inner, yes.
All right.
Penfather.
All right, thank you. So let's do another round of the different questions. So coming back to Andrew. So as a community leader, can you share a bit about your personal journey and what made you decide to be visible about your HIV status? You mentioned a bit about this, but you maybe can expand more, as we don't often see high-profile people in our region that disclose themselves they are HIV positive. Yeah.
Well, actually, I never meant to be an activist because those days, an activist for me was like a bad word because it was always about protesting and destroying things and stuff like that. So I was very afraid of being an activist. But advocacy is a different approach. You try to help people understand and you advocate and you speak up for something. And I didn't start out like that because the first time when I was diagnosed, I really faced stigma discrimination from my own doctor. My doctor just told me that, Andrew, you're HIV positive. And his next sentence was that we're going to discharge you now. So when I heard those two sentences, I just took it to mean that my doctor told me that there's nothing much he can do for me. And that's it. So I thought, okay, my doctor knows everything, so that means he can't do anything for me. That means that's the end of my life. So I went home and just waited to die. But I didn't die. I kept on living, and I was thinking this must be something I need to do. And then my mom, when she found out that I was HIV positive, she reacted differently, as mums do. She said, "What do you want to eat?" So she wanted to cook me my favorite foods. And maybe she didn't want me to become a hungry ghost. I don't know. But that was the way mums react. They react with love. And compared to my brother reacted differently because he said, "Oh, the disease is very expensive. If you need money, you ask me." So both of them react to the information in a different way. I'm very lucky. They did not kick me out of the house. They did not disown me. But actually, I was facing more of the self-stigma, self-discrimination than other people. Other people didn't need to discriminate against me. I was doing a good job. I would pretend to work late. I would make all sorts of excuses so that I make sure that they would eat first, and then they would just leave the balance of the food, and I'd come back late at night and eat by myself so that I wouldn't eat with them. Because I wasn't aware of how it was transmitted. I hadn't learned all that information. So, and then when I finished, I would wash the dishes over and over again to make sure it was clean, and I would put it right at the back so nobody would take it. So I was doing enough stigma discrimination toward myself than anybody else. And I didn't tell anyone that I was HIV positive because I needed to protect my mother. And I needed to make sure that if I reveal my status, she wouldn't get invited to family dinners. She wouldn't get invited to weddings and things like that. So I kept it quiet. And if anybody wanted to ask for an interview, I would interview, but I would tell them, "Can you use a different name?" And it was not until my mother passed away that was when I realized I don't really have anyone else to protect anymore. And that's when I started using my real name, and I think that was the change in my advocacy, in my kind of freedom to be able to share the story and share my real name, and to let other people know that you can survive this disease. You can win, and you can make yourself a useful human being, and not to give up. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, first I think we need to define the word activist, because activist can be anything, it can be more than just a bad word, I think, yeah. But advocacy is the right word as well. I also like both of them. And I really like you said, okay, it doesn't mean that you have HIV status or not. You can be useful person, and actually you can be anyone. Even though you are HIV status, you can be a normal person. So stigmatization is really bad. So I encourage people to think about this more as well, yeah. So thank you for inspiring us. All right, let's move on to Kun Miranda. So your question is that, as a trans woman in the business sector based in Thailand, can you tell us a bit more on how the business sector can be more inclusive of trans and gender diverse people?
I think what that we need to do more is less segregation of people. For example, we don't need special treat. Like, you don't need to treat us extra. Like, oh, you're gay, you are trans, so you will have this kind of treatment. No, we don't need that. Just treat us as other. Like, for example, you give us the same opportunity to get a promotion. You give us the same opportunity to get the job in the first place. Ask yourself, will you ask the straight people this question? Or will you apply this methodology or this protocol to the straight people? Like for example, we know that a lot of gay, most especially trans people, are being rejected to work in some certain company because of the appearance. Because if you are gay, of course, they cannot tell unless you are very obvious. But they still cannot do anything. But if you are trans people, it's obvious because your name, your ID card is still Mr. or Miss if you are like female to male. That is something that we need to work more on that. That's why I know that a lot of the activists and a lot of organizations that are working on this to pushing this agenda, why it's important, is not because that we just want to use like women toilet because we are that, or if we want to trick or deceive anyone. It's not that. There's something more than that. It's daily life of people that are in the stake for this. So that's why it's very important to the organization to proceed with their protocol first, because the practice will come eventually. As I mentioned this to a lot of people in so many forums, that Thailand is known for tolerate of the behavior of LGBTQIA+. But are we really truly accept people that in the community? So that's the bigger question that we need to ask. In terms of the corporate organization, yes, as I mentioned earlier, we don't need special treat. We just need you to treat us as equal and give the same opportunity that everyone should have. You don't need to give us extra. Oh, because you are trans, you are gay, you will get the quota to be promoted. No, I don't want that. I want the same fight with everyone else. And if I am enough, then that should be my turn to be that. Yeah, I think that is all that I want to say about this. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I really like it's really strong statement from you. I don't need specialty. I need equal fight. It's something we also should be think about it as well for the workplace in Thailand. It's true, people face a lot of stigmatizations about the transgender or diverse people as well. So this one should be considered. All right. So next question, Kutan. What is next for Thailand's LGBTQI+ human rights, and what can be done from now until 2030, a year that Thailand aimed to host the first World Pride in Asia? Yeah.
As we know, that like Kunari told us before, and right now we try to push the anti-discrimination bill into the parliament. And I think it's very difficult that it's because of the budgeting issue, because that you have to use some budget to operate about that. So of course in this day about the problem economic, it might be, has some flaws in the parliament. Because I think that anti-discrimination bill will help gender equality, no matter who they are. It's about the older people or ethnic group, and it might be the classify of social. We cannot discrimination them in any way, and it will help the people can get the same opportunities. And second, I think that when we talk about the discrimination, it's because of that the knowledge of the people. So it's happened that it's because they don't know that they don't know, So we have to make them know through the Thai education. As we know, Thai education always teach, gender stereotype and about the gender role, man and women, what women should do, what men should do. It's about 5 decades already. So I think that we have to develop and change about the gender and gender role in our education. And of course, as we know that many NGO work about the Thai education for gender equality also, and I think that it will help if we push that into the center of Thai education. And I think that third, I think gender recognition should be happen. You know, in our society that we know that Thailand accept marriage equality and LGBTQ rights is go too far in Asian, but you know, in reality, in our society, comments when something happen in social media, you will see the other comment is very toxic, and that is very decriminalized, you know, and it's dehumanized about transgender, about the gay community, and the mass communication about the press, write the news, and use some word is very, very dehumanized. And I think that we should develop all of those things that when we go too far, when the laws go too far, we have to develop the knowledge in our society too. And we always still to see their toxic social media about the gender. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I think it's coming back to discriminations again, right? So we have discrimination, discrimination, discrimination. So it's happened with HIV people and now in the workplace and also in our society. So this word is really important and we need to take it off. We hope we can do it in the future, yes. So I think we have about 5 minutes. I'm not sure if anyone on the floor have any question. Not really. So let's do the final words for everyone. So you have any final word to say something to the people here, please?
Well, to address stigma and discrimination, we have to understand stigma is more of what people think about a certain group of people. Discrimination is when they do something. And that's where the danger is. Because there are people who speak a little bit louder, but they encourage other people to resort to acts of violence, and it puts people's life in danger. So what we are looking at is not tolerance. Tolerance is, I don't like you, but I'll put up with you. What we want is acceptance. And the only way that we can talk about acceptance is to make sure that there are more voices. Voices of people who are HIV positive, who we encourage them to come out and speak their lives, talk about their challenges. They could be housewives, they could be students, they could be professionals, they could be professors, they could be politicians, they could be anyone. But just to show that all these people, they're not bad people. They're just ordinary people who, they just trusted the wrong person and got themselves exposed to the virus. That's not wrong, that's not a sin. It's just the way we look at how they got infected. Is because everybody thinks that it's sexual transmission, so you must have done something bad. But what about the housewife who's never been married before and she got infected by the husband? It's like, how do you blame her for something like that? How do you just use an overall blanket and say that everyone who is HIV positive deserves it? It's just because they don't understand. And going back to what I said earlier, what if this person was that very special person that you love? What if this person was your nephew or your niece or your younger brother or younger sister? If they were HIV positive, what services would you want for them? What kind of counseling would you want for them? What kind of treatment would you want for them? That's your answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think my final word would be about, I would give this to the people in the community, that we need to be open-minded, because as you can see the movement that we are having now, it's like really separate people to two groups, like people from the community and people outside of the community. And even people in the community, we also have subset inside, like you are gay, you are trans. And with this movement, I think that we need to be more open-minded. We need to understand that people will always have their opinion, just like us. Do we need to consider all their opinion? No. It's opinion, it's not fact. But look after your mental health. I saw a lot of my friends, they're really impacted by the comment, by the opinion of people in the society. I just told them that it's just opinion. Someday they will die, just like us. Don't take it too serious. If they want to learn something new about this, the fact is out there. If they want to know things, they can just go there. Why would we waste our time to fight that? There's no point. There's a lot of people that really want to learn, really want to help us, help the community to go further. We should waste our energy with that kind of people. So that's why I want to express that people from the community should focus at the right place. Like you shift your focus to the people that really want to support the community and want to push further. For those haters, they'll always be there. One day they will die. So do us. So why we need to waste our time to fix them? No need. So just focus on the right thing. Focus on our goal, that what we need to achieve. And don't just spring your energy around for that. It's nothing. Yeah, that would be all. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, last word, right? Okay. I think that when I was a politician for 7 years, and I found out that sometimes political cannot describe right wing and left wing anymore. When we try to divide the people each other, so the people cannot get into the real message, what is going to be. And the people keep fighting and still in the surface of the problem, but not really deep inside. So right now, I'm very interested about toxic communication, how affect children, how affect young people, how affect the politics, how affect our society. I think that we can create the new strategies if we think about what's happened when the marriage equality happened in Asia. It's about the cross-border working, it's about the traffic, it's about the EU come to Thailand and happy and go everywhere. It's good for their country. I think if we connect about the religion strategies, it will help our community all around the world get equal rights. So I'm gonna try to do that, and I hope that you will join me someday. Okay. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. So it's so inspiring conversations. I'm really happy to be here and talk to all of you. And this, I can feel the aura from all of you when you speak.
Oh.
So really powerful,
Beauty
strong.
pageant.
Yes. And that's how I believe now. Actually, I believe already, and I see with my closed eye. And these are heroes, Hero Awards recipients. One round of applause. Thank you very much.